Namaste, it's Jackie, and we're going to do a little yoga together today. So if you're just getting set up, you may want to put your mat out on the floor. You want a place where you have room to lie down on your back, and you also have enough room to stretch your arms all the way up over your head. And then if you have a blanket or maybe something to pad the knees when we come to hands and knees, that may be helpful. So take a moment, get yourself settled, and I suggest that you turn off your phones and silence your devices so that you can just take a little time for yourself to do your yoga practice. We'll be together for about the next 40 minutes probably. So we're going to begin today lying down on our back, and you can get yourself set up. And once you've come to lie on your back, you can stretch your arms over your head and just check that you have space to stretch your arms, and take a few awakening stretches. You can go side and side, and then lower your arms down and draw your knees into your chest one at a time. Pull one knee up and then the other. Give them a little hug and massage your back by rocking. So you could sway side to side, or you can make circles with your knees and just begin to notice your body. So beginning to notice maybe particularly your low back as you do this movement. See what movement feels nice for you. You might move your feet. So these ankle circles and wrist circles are super nice for the joints. They're soothing for the brain as well. So you can do some circles. And then go ahead and lower your feet to the floor. And you can just have your knees about the same width as your hip bones, feet and knees about the same width apart. And then bring your hands palms down by your sides. We're going to start to move our arms and coordinate the movement of the arms with the movement of the breath. So as you begin your next inhale, let your arms sweep up over your head. And again, we're lengthening. Inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, lower your hands down, and as the hands touch the floor, pull the belly in. Hug the abdomen in. And again, arms up over your head as you inhale. Stretch your fingers, stretch. Exhale down, belly in. Again, we're just getting this idea of coordinating the movement with the breath. Inhale, as if the breath lifts your arms up over your head. Then on the exhale, let your arms come down. And when they touch the floor this time, pause. And then bring your knees back up to your chest one at a time. We're going to do a similar movement with the legs. So as you inhale the next time, straighten your legs toward the ceiling. Flex your feet, spread your toes. See what you notice. And then exhale, bend your knees. If you like, you can point the toes here and give them a little squeeze. It's a nice stretch for the front of the ankle. Inhale, reach your legs up, spread your toes. So we're moving slowly and breathing slowly. Exhale, bend your knees, point your toes. Again, inhale, reach your legs up. Exhale, bend your knees, point your toes. Now add your arms. Do the arms and legs together. So inhale, legs up, arms up. Very simple movements. Exhale, bend the knees, lower your arms. You can, again, point the toes, hug your belly in. Inhale through the nose, sweep everything up, spreading the toes, spreading the fingers. Exhale down. Once more, everything up. Inhale. Exhale. So a few rounds we're going to do opposite sides. So please lift your right leg and your left arm up on the inhale. And on the exhale, simply lower your arm, bend your knee, pull your belly in. And now left leg, right arm on your inhale. Here's that lengthening feeling. Exhale, bend your knee, lower your arm. This time, right leg, left arm on the inhale. And as you exhale, bend the knee, lower your arm, and try turning your head to the left. And then inhale, let your head turn up, left leg And then exhale, bend your knee, lower your arm, turn your head to the right. So all of that one more time. So right leg, left arm, inhale. And then exhale, bend your knee, lower your arm, turn your head left. And then left leg, right arm, inhale, and you can roll your head to the center here. And then bend your knee, lower your arm, turn your head right. And then as the head rolls to the center, lift both legs, both arms, everything up on your inhale. And everything down on the exhale. And then we're going to lift one more time and hold everything up for a couple of breaths. So please inhale, straighten your legs, lift your arms. Hold on the exhale, soften your knees, soften your elbows, pull the belly in. And on your inhale, lengthen back out. And do that again. Exhale, pull your belly in, soften your elbows, soften your knees. Inhale, lengthen back out. And this exhale, bend your knees, lower your arms back down. Good. And then put your feet back down on the floor one at a time. And then see how it feels to stretch out flat. So just lie flat on the floor. And take your feet and flex the feet. So like you're standing on the floor. You're going to push the heels away and spread your toes. And then keep your legs strong so the feet are flexed. And then inhale both arms up over your head. And when you exhale and the arms sweep down, bend your right knee, draw it into your chest. Use your hands to give it a hug. Hug your belly in. Inhale, let that leg go down and your arms go back up. And then exhale, left knee into your chest. Give it a hug. See what you notice on the left side, left hip. Inhale, stretch back out. Keep flexing the feet, spreading the fingers. So let's do right side again on the exhale, and then a little different movement. So inhale, let your right knee open out to the right side, like tree pose on the floor. And then exhale, draw that knee across your body into a little twist. So let your leg go across. Try to use your leg and your belly to do the movement. Don't pull with your arm. Inhale back to the center. Straighten the leg toward the ceiling. Flex both feet. Exhale, bend the knee. Give it a hug if you like. You can curl your chest up. And then inhale, lower your head. Stretch your arms over your head. Lower that leg back down to the floor. And then we'll do the left leg, same thing. So exhale, pull your left knee in. Hug your belly in. Inhale, open your left knee out to the left side. Good. Exhale, your knee across your body. Pull your navel in. Again, try to do the movement with your belly and your leg not pulling with your hand. And then inhale back to the center. Straighten the leg toward the ceiling. Flex both feet. And then exhale, bend the knee. Give it a hug. You can lift your chest again if you like. And inhale, stretch back out. Good. And then exhale, lower your arms. Take a breath. And then let your bend your knees one at a time. And then roll over to your side and come. Use your hands to push up and come to hands and knees. Okay, so when you come to all fours, you may find that it's helpful to pad your knees. So if you like that, grab a little blanket or something to pad your knees. I'm always in favor of taking care of my knee joints. So come to all fours. You want to stack up your joints here so that the shoulders are over your wrists and your hips are over your knees. And then on your in-breath, lift your chest and your eyes. As you exhale, begin to pull your navel in so you feel your back round, especially the low back, and then fold back to child's pose by touching your elbows down and letting your hips fold back towards your heels. And then inhale back up to tabletop. Just glide up, lift your chest and eyes. And then navel in. Exhale, back, elbows touch, hips sink back. You could bow your head down, even touch your forehead to the floor. Inhale back. Do that again. Exhale back. And when you rise, take your right leg back behind you and your left arm forward. So right leg back, left arm forward. You can flex your foot. And I'll look down at the mat. Exhale, lower your hand, lower your knee, fold yourself back, pull the belly in. And then come up and do the other side. So left leg, right arm as you inhale. And then back down on your exhale, fold back. So we'll do each side again. Right leg, left arm, inhale. And smoothly back down on the exhale, fold back. And left leg, right arm, inhale. Everything down, fold back on the exhale. And just inhale up to all fours, back to the tabletop. And see how it feels to put your elbows down on the floor here? So this can be a nice way to kind of move the hips side to side and sway. So some people call this puppy pose. So you could stay on your elbows, or if you like a nice openness for the shoulders, is to take your hands out further in front of you. Let your forehead come down to the mat. Feel that stretch down the sides. For some people, this is a little much in the shoulders and even in the back, so you can stay on your elbows if you like. Take a couple of breaths. And then come back up to tabletop, so slide your hands back up underneath your shoulders and tuck the toes under and push up to a bigger dog. So that was puppy pose. Now come up to downward facing dog. And pedal out your legs. You can circle the ankles. So move in a way that feels helpful for you. It's not important that your heels touch. We're just trying to lengthen the backs of the legs. So feet can be hip width apart. Hands may be slightly wider than your shoulders. And then inhale down to your knees. Exhale back to child's pose. And as you slide back to child's pose, move your hands forward. We're going to do one more movement named after the dogs. So inhale up and let your hips come forward. This is upward dog. So for this version, the knees are on the floor, and you can lift your chest and your eyes. And then exhale back to child's pose. And we'll do that again just to see how that feels for the back. So inhale, you don't have to push, and then a little bend in the elbows can be nice to draw the shoulders down away from the ears. And exhale back. Pulling in the belly as you go back. Let's do that one more time. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale. Such nice movements for the spine, especially the lumbar spine. And then glide up to tabletop. And we're going to do a little sequence where we incorporate all these movements together. So we'll do tabletop, child's pose, down dog, and then we'll incorporate the up dog, the upward facing dog movement as well. So from your tabletop position, inhale, lift your chest and eyes. Pull your navel in so your back starts to round and sink back to child's pose. Just fold back. A little bow of the head if you like. Inhale, glide back up to all fours. Lift your chest and eyes. And then tuck your toes under and pull your belly in as you exhale slowly to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale down to your knees, back to tabletop. Lift chest and eyes. Exhale, fold back to child's pose and walk your hands forward a little bit. And on this inhale, we're going to come up and shift forward to upward dog. Little bend in the elbows. Lift your eyes if you like. Exhale, the navel in as you pull back to child's pose. And then come up to tabletop. Slide your hands back up underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward dog as you pull the belly in. Inhale to your knees. Lift chest and eyes. Exhale back to child's pose and slide your hands forward to prepare for upward dog. So come up and shift your hips forward. Soft elbows. Lift the chest, lift the eyes. Exhale back to child's pose. Belly in. Inhale to tabletop. Slide your hands back up underneath your shoulders. Tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to your knees. Lift chest and eyes. Belly in as you sink back. And one more time, slide your hands forward and then gently inhale forward to upward dog. So come up to tabletop. Let your hips shift forward. Soften your elbows. Lift your eyes. Exhale back to child's pose. And then come up to all fours one more time. Slide your hands under your shoulders. Push up to downward dog, and this time we'll hold downward dog for a little bit. Pedal out your legs. And then just lower your knees down to the floor and push yourself up to stand on your knees. And you may find it nice to do wrist circles again or shake them out a little bit. And the next movement we're going to do standing on the knees. So for this movement you can keep the feet flat. You can tuck the toes under, whichever is helpful for you. And add enough padding for your knees so you're comfortable. So like we did lying on our back, we're going to lift the arms up over our head. So as you inhale, let the arms float up. Maybe your eyes trace your hands as they go up. And then exhale down, belly in, hands, eyes, lower down slowly. No rushing at all. Slow breath, slow movement. Inhale up. Exhale down, belly in. How does that feel for your back, your hips? So one more inhale, just to wake up the spine. Exhale. So we're going to add a twist to the movement this time. So on the in-breath, both arms are going to go up the same. And on the exhale, right hand behind, left arm forward, and lower your arm shoulder height and look over your back arm. And then inhale, sweep the arms forward and back up to the sky. Big breath in. And do the same thing, same side again. Our right arm back, left arm forward, peek over your back shoulder, pull your belly in. Inhale back to the center and lift. Breathing a little slower or a little faster than me if you like. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center and lift. Now go back to the first movement. Exhale your arms all the way down by your hips, belly in. And both arms up one time. Inhale up. Reach. Belly in as you exhale down. Soften the eyes down. Now the next time we'll twist to the other side. So big breath in, inhale, reach. And then exhale, left arm behind, right arm forward. Look over your shoulder. Lengthen your arms. Hug your belly in. Inhale back to the center and lift. Two more to that side. Exhale. Inhale. One more. What do you notice on this side? Inhale back to the center. And again, back to the first movement. Exhale all the way down. And just as smoothly and slowly as you can, 3 more times, both arms up. So nice slow breath in. Maybe you can find a little pause right at the top of your in-breath. And then exhale down, breathing through the nose and remembering to engage the abdomen on the way down. 2 more. And last one. It's fine if you're breathing a little faster or a little slower than me. Exhale down. And then pause, do some shoulder rolls. Turn your head to each side. And then come back down to your hands, and we're going to rest in child's pose for a few breaths. So we're going to just let the hips go back. You could rest on your elbows, or you could let your head come down and rest on your hands or the fists. I stack up the fists because it doesn't mess up my microphone, but just see what's helpful for you. And you can sway a little bit and take some deep breaths and just see how you feel after those movements as we're trying to wake up the spine. And then when you inhale the next time, push yourself back up to tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Push up to downward facing dog. And this time, hold the pose with your knees bent a little bit. And just push down through your hands and try to lengthen up sides, the back, the spine lengthening.
And then if you can keep that, lengthen your spine and straighten your legs, fine, but it may be really helpful to keep that little bend in your knees. For many people, that little bend in the knees is really helpful. And then please make your way up to stand on your feet. So you can walk your feet in or your hands towards your feet. And if you were using some padding for your knees, you can move it off to the side. Good, and then we'll come to standing. Take a few breaths. You can jiggle things out. Good, and just see how it feels to stand on your feet. So we were standing on our knees earlier. How does it feel now to stand on your feet? Good. So we're going to do a little movement to the sides. We're going to step the feet out a pretty wide distance apart. So I'm going to suggest one leg's distance apart. You could go just shoulder width apart. Just find the amount that feels appropriate for you. And we're going to inhale, so the feet are just going to stay facing forward. And then inhale your arms halfway up. So pull the belly in and then exhale, lean over to the right just till your hand touches your leg, and then keep lengthening up. You might even look up. And then inhale back to the center. Long spine. And do that again. Exhale, belly in, and just shift over to the right as you lengthen the left arm up. Inhale back to the center. Exhale over one more time, belly in. Inhale back up. And the next time we're going to go over and hold that side bend and do some things with that left shoulder. So exhale over, and you can lean on your hand, pull your belly in for supporting the back. And then we're going to pretend like we're hitching a ride. So take your left thumb and stick it out like you're going to hitch a ride. And just be curious. And on your inhale, oh, here comes the car. We're going to move that arm back. What do you feel? And on your exhale, bring your arm forward again and pull your belly in. So this time, as you let that arm move back, turn your head. Look down at the floor on the right. See how that feels for your neck and shoulder. And then exhale, arm comes back up, head turns back to the center, belly drills in. One more like that. Inhale, arm back, head down. And then exhale, arm forward, head centered. Inhale back up to the center and bring your arm down. And you may be aware of some difference in the two sides after that movement. So before we go to the other side, we're going to do a symmetrical movement toward the center. So if you let your hands touch the sides, take an inhale. And on the exhale, almost like a squat, we're going to bend the knees and lean forward. You can slide your hands down the sides of your legs. Just keep a flat back. You keep your chest up. Don't drop your head. And then inhale, slide your hands up to your hips first, and then let your back rise up. And we'll just do one more just to get a little symmetry in the spine. So bend your knees a lot, slide down halfway, slide your hands down your legs. Inhale, hands to the hips first, and then rise up with a flat back. Good. Exhale here. Now we're going to do the lateral bend to the other side. So inhale, both arms up. Okay, so we're going to take the left hand to the leg, right arm up. This is the exhale. Reach that right arm up. And inhale back to the center. How long, how tall can you get? You're lifting your shoulders up out of your hips. Again, exhale, navel in, lean over to the left. Reaching the right arm up. Inhale back to center. One more time. What do you notice? What do you feel? So it's just a side bend. We're not leaning forward. Inhale back up. Now this time we'll hold and we'll hitchhike with the right arm. So belly in as you exhale over. Now make a fist with that hand and inhale. Let the arm go back. Just start to explore your right shoulder. What do you feel? And on the exhale, pull your belly in as the arm comes back up. Now this time we'll add the turn of the head. So inhale, arm back, turn your head, look down to the left. See what you feel. Exhale, arm forward, head turns back to the center, belly in. Again, inhale, arm back, look down. Exhale, arm forward. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, arms down. And you can wiggle and jiggle a little bit. And this time we're going to do the forward fold. We're going to bring our hands all the way down to the floor and do like downward dog with our legs wide. So you're welcome to adjust your feet a little bit. Take an in-breath. Pull your belly in as you exhale and come on down till your hands find the floor. Ground your heels. Walk your hands forward. They could be a little wider apart. Can be nice for the shoulders. A little bend in the knees like you did in your other downward dog to shift the hips back. So the hips are over the heels. And then maybe you can inch your hands forward to lengthen your spine. Or let your head hang down. See how that feels for your neck. Or bend one knee at a time. That can be really interesting in this position. So on your next inhale, walk your hands back up underneath your shoulders and look up. On your exhale, bend both knees quite a bit like we did in the other version and walk your hands to your hips and then inhale up with a flat back. And once you're all the way up to standing, you can step your feet back in and jiggle and shake. Shake your feet, shake your hands. A little jiggling, always nice. And then stand tall in mountain pose. Maybe the palms open. Perhaps you even close your eyes for a breath and just check in, see what you feel on the two sides of the body or any awareness of your body or your breath. Any awareness of how you feel. And then open your eyes if you close them. We're going to do one more movement with the feet wide. So step your feet out again, wide distance apart. We're going to do the warrior two position. So let your right foot turn out 90 degrees. And the left foot can turn in just a little bit so that heel moves away slightly. And when we come into the pose, we're going to be bending the right knee. You want that knee to be right over the heel on the bend. So you're welcome to step your feet wider or bend your knee less so that the knee is over your heel. And then inhale, you can come back to the center. So as we do the movement, we're going to focus on the breath like we've been doing. So just let your hands touch your belly. And just take a test. We're just going to do a test bend. So inhale, let your right knee bend, and let your hands kind of float out to the sides. And you feel how the chest expands and lifts. And on the exhale, straighten your leg and bring your hands back to touch your belly. And we're hugging in the transverse abdominis here. So this time, inhale, bend your knee, let your arms float up to the height of your shoulders. And on your exhale, slowly straighten the leg. And again, you could touch the belly. That can be a really helpful technique to get that abdominal engagement. Do it again. Inhale, bend your knee. Maybe look over your right shoulder this time. Exhale, slowly out of the pose, touching, drawing in the navel. And again, inhale. And exhale. So the next time we're going to hold the pose. So as you inhale, bend your knee a comfortable amount, sweep your arms out to the side. And as you exhale, soften your shoulders, turn your head to the center. And as you inhale, just turn your palms up. So exhale, here's that belly engagement. So soften your elbows, pull your belly in. And then inhale, lengthen back out. Long spine, long arms, long pinky fingers. Exhale, navel in, soften your elbows. Inhale, get longer. How does it feel to have your palms up? Do you like it? One more. Exhale, soften the elbows. Now inhale, lengthen back out and just hold the pose. And again, you can look over your right shoulder. Maybe you like palms up. Maybe you prefer palms down. How much bend do you have in your knee? Do you like that? Do you want more or less? So when you get to your next exhale, lower your arms down and straighten your leg. And then turn the feet back in and step them back together again. Give them a little jiggle and shake. So like we did in the other movement, before we do the other side, we're going to do a symmetrical forward fold, except this time we're going to keep the feet hip width apart. And I'm going to turn to the side so you can see my back. Hip width apart. Touch the sides of your body. It's going to be similar to what we did before, except the feet are going to be closer together. So inhale. So pull your belly in. Exhale, slide your hands down your legs and just let your upper body lean forward. Then on your inhale, slide your hands back up to your hips first and come on up with a flat back. So we're going to do that 2 more, and if you're comfortable letting your head hang down, you can bow down deeper this time. So exhale down, either flat back, or this time you can let your head go all the way down towards your feet. And then start by sliding your hands up, the knees are bent, and then lift your back up too. Come up to standing. Good, one more time. Exhale, belly in, slide down halfway if you like, or you can let your head come all the way down. You might be just letting your ribs come to rest on your legs. And then inhale, hands up first, and then come up with a flat back. All right, and then you can step your feet wide again, and we'll do the warrior 2 pose on the other side. So you decide, again, how wide you like your feet. We'll turn the left foot out 90 degrees, the right toes in a little bit, and then the chest bend. So we want the knee to come over the heel. It shouldn't look like that. That's bad for your ankle, not great for your knee. So you want to have the knee right over the heel, bone over bone. Yeah. And when you exhale, straighten your leg. Remember to touch the abdomen, get that hugging in feeling. And we'll do one more chest bend. We'll think about the breath. So inhale, bend the knee, let your arms float out. Here's the breath into the chest. Exhale, straighten leg, touch. Okay, now we'll do the movement with the arms reaching out. So inhale, bend the knee, reach your arms out, maybe look left. Exhale, straighten the leg, maybe touch the belly as you lower the arms. So do that 2 more. Inhale. Smooth movement. A long breath. Exhale. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale. So the next one we'll hold the pose. So inhale, bend your knee. Should be right over your heel. On the exhale, soften the shoulders. Let your head turn to the center. Pull your belly in. When you inhale, turn the palms up. So holding here, exhale, soften your shoulders. Bend the elbows. Pull in the navel. And then lengthen back out on your inhale, almost like the breath lengthens your arms. 2 more like that. Exhale, soften elbows, belly in. Inhale, lengthen your arms. 1 more, exhale. 1 more, inhale. And then hold, and you can, again, keep the palms up if you like. You can turn the palms down if you like. You can look left. Keep breathing smoothly and slowly, and you're welcome to bend that knee a little less or a little more. And then when you get to your next exhale, you can lower your arms and straighten your leg. Turn your feet forward again and step them back together. Little jiggle and shake. Good. And again, we'll do the forward fold with the feet hip width apart. So if you notice that your low back isn't that happy about it, your hamstrings aren't that happy about going forward like that, step your feet wider. It's a little more kind to your back if you have low back issues. So hands to the hips, take an in-breath. Pull the navel in and bow flat back. Just slide your hands down your legs. You can let your head bow or not. And then inhale, hands lift first. Begin to lift the chest and then rise up with a flat back. And we'll do that 2 more. So exhale, slide on down. Here's something you could try if your back is feeling stronger. Instead of sliding your hands up to your hips, you can inhale, start to lift your arms, and then come up like that. Exhale down. So we'll do that 1 more time. You can certainly have your hands on your hips if it's better. So exhale, sink down. And then inhale, hands to the hips, or let your arms rise, chest lift, and then come on up. And exhale down. And then a little jiggle and shake. And then we're going to lie back down on the back. So take a moment to come back down to the floor. You can lie down on your back again. And like we did at the beginning, you can pull your knees into your chest and massage your back by rocking and just see what you feel. A lot of movements to kind of wake up the spine there.
way. You can circle your knees. Maybe circling your ankles. And then lower your feet to the floor. And with your knees bent, walk your feet wide. So I'm going to go to the edge of my mat. You could go, wider than your hips for sure. And if you're a little bit taller, you have longer legs, you could even go wider off the mat. So we're going to do this windshield wiper twist. So still thinking about the breath. Inhale into your chest. As you exhale, pull the navel in and let both knees fall to one side. See what you feel. Hips back, maybe the fronts of your legs on one leg. Inhale, center, big breath in. Exhale the other side, navel in, and maybe you turn your head the opposite way. That feels okay for your neck. Let's do that again. Inhale, center. Exhale. This is a simple movement, so it's a really nice opportunity to think about your breath a little bit more. Inhale, center. Head can roll to the center. Exhale. So the next time your knees go to the left, stay to the left. If you weren't already going left, it doesn't matter, but just when you get to the left, stay. So if that left leg is not happy over there, if you feel it in your hip or your knee, you could stick your blanket or a pillow, or if you have a yoga block, up underneath your outside leg or under the inside of that right knee. You can see what's good. And you may just enjoy the stretch right like that. You could stretch your right arm out to the side. See what you notice. You could take your right arm up higher, maybe. See what you like. You could take your left ankle and walk it up onto your right thigh. Increase that stretch in your quadriceps and your hip flexors. For some people, it's a nice stretch, and for many people, it's not. So if you feel that, like it hurts your back or it hurts your joints, your knee, your hip, then probably better to keep the foot on the floor. So if you did put your foot up on your leg, go ahead and release it down. If your arm is up over your head, bring it down, and then inhale your knees back up to the center. And walk your feet back out wide and take a moment to get your hips and shoulders even again. And just take a breath and notice the two sides. On an exhale, we'll let the knees go to the right. So again, you can support that right leg, or you can even put support under the inside of the left knee. So again, you shouldn't feel this in your hips or in your knees, not in the joints. More for the muscles. Hip flexors on the left side, left quadriceps. You can stretch your left arm out to the side, see how that feels. Or higher, maybe just a few inches higher, all the way over your head. Again, you could try to put your right ankle on top of your left leg. For some people, again, that's a really comfortable stretch, and for some people not. So first rule is no pain. So no pain, no pain. Do no harm. First rule of yoga, in Sanskrit, the word is ahimsa. Ahimsa, do no harm. So if you did put your foot up onto your leg, go ahead and bring it down. And if your left arm is over your head, lower it down too. And then when you get to an inhale, bring your knees back up. And again, take a moment to scoot your shoulders and hips around so everything feels even. And then we're going to counter that twist with another movement. So let your knees come into your chest. And this is such a simple movement, but also a nice way to stretch the back. So let your hands rest on your kneecaps, so the fingers point towards your toes. And when you exhale, let your elbows bend so that the knees come closer to your chest, and you can pull your belly in here. You might feel a stretch in your low back. And on your inhale, just let your arms straighten so the knees rock away. You can relax your ankles and toes. And then exhale, just bend your elbows. You might flex the feet too. Really simple. And inhale, let the arms straighten. A nice little symmetrical stretch for your back. Let's do 2 more breaths like that. You just see how slowly you can breathe. And it's quite simple. Inhale, the knees rock away, feet can relax. One more, exhale. This inhale, let your feet come all the way down to the floor. You can do it one at a time if it's a little better for your back. And then let your feet come out just a few inches apart. And some people really like letting the knees touch so the legs can rest there. And just put your hands on your belly. And just scan your body. Is there any little thing you can do to get more comfortable in your neck or your shoulders or your hips? And feel the support of the floor, all the places you're touching the floor. And glance around the room and notice what catches your eye, any colors, any light. And then either choose one spot to focus your eyes or close your eyes. And begin to let go of the effort to control your breath and any effort in your body. Just feel the weight of your body supported by the floor. As we begin to shift toward the relaxation part of the pose, so part of the practice. So for this part, we're just resting the body. So you could have your legs bent, your knees bent like we have them now. For many people, that's a helpful tool to bend the knees. You could lie flat on the floor. Some people like that. Or you put a cushion under your knees, or even rest your legs up in a chair with your knees bent or on the sofa. Really nice for the back. And your hands might stay on your body, or you might rest your hands out to the sides with the palms open. Just want to be as comfortable as possible. And as we shift toward this relaxation part, as we come to the still part of the practice, so let go. Let go of any tension in your mouth. Soften your fingers and toes. Just letting your breath move normally. And I'll say a closing prayer, closing message. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we all live with ease. So I encourage you to stay in this resting pose for another 5 minutes or a minimum of 12 breaths, and certainly you can stay longer. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.